welcome back to our channel. This is Spilling Tea with Samantha and Dr. B.
That's me.
How are you?
I am sick. Just an FYI, STIs are not just herpes. Okay? Just throwing it out there. You can get sick and illnesses like colds and flus and everything else like that from sexual activity.
I'm sick too, but not from that. I literally had a student cough like in this general vicinity like a week ago. Anyway, here I am.
Well,
but I'm on the mend. You're just dying.
I know. I'm still dying. I'm like hacking up a lung. People think that I'm dead, and I'm like, I'm not a White Walker.
Speaking of White Walkers.
Whoa, look at that segue.
If you watch Game of Thrones, I hope you are caught up on the latest season because today we are giving our thoughts on Daenerys Targaryen, and Jon Snow's sexual awakening, if you will.
Yes. It's an odd situation. It took me a few minutes to like figure out the exact relation, you know, at first for them, and we all know that in Game of Thrones.
Spoilers up the butt, okay?
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Honestly, like Game of Thrones is full of sex with family members.
It really is.
It's
starting with Jaime and Cersei.
Oh, that's a little gross. That's a little gross.
Those are twins.
Twins.
I mean, I guess it goes to show like nature versus nurture, because the father like nurtured them into being like, we are superior, we are the best, no one is good for us, it's just us, and so they just took it to that level.
I don't know, somebody was telling me that. I still don't think I'd bone my sister.
I didn't say it was a healthy, but I didn't say it was healthy, y'all. Please don't hear that. That's...
So, you know, one of the things, and it did pop up in the series finale, is that Daenerys and Jon did end up doing the dirty, the beast with two backs.
We saw a glorious butt.
Boot tops.
Oh my god, it was beautiful, but then at the same time, the voiceover was, spoiler, their nephew and aunt.
Ew. It feels gross.
Oh, it feels gross, but it feels so good at the same time. What's happening?
It feels weird because we want them to be together. That's the thing, is we want them to be together. See, now when I was like first figuring it out, like where they're at, because you know I'm a Game of Thrones fan, I was like trying to like figure out like exactly how they're related, because I knew going way back to a couple seasons ago, whenever they first revealed it, that Jon was actually Eddard's sister's son.
Yeah, they hinted at it, and then they were like, surprise.
And then they were like, boom, all of a sudden it's a Targaryen. And we were like, and then I was like trying to figure it out. So then in my head I'm like Wikipediaing, you know, like looking up like.
Oh, you didn't read the books?
Thrones. I didn't read the books.
No, I'm just kidding.
Sorry.
This season 7 didn't happen in the book, so we don't even know like what's canon and what's not.
I know.
So it depends on like what team are you on. Are you team books or are you team TV show?
Well, apparently I'm on team TV show. I actually have not read the books at all. I want to though.
Well, they're right there. If you want to read them, they're right there.
I'm just heard they're really dry.
George R. Martin is a very talented storyteller in terms of having a great history for each and every family line, for each and every dynasty of Westeros and everything. It's pretty cool.
Well, that's cool.
I don't know if I would say like I particularly like his style of writing. I could be biased, I don't know, but I'm dyslexic and had a hard time reading them.
Oh, well, that's not good.
You know, like, let's make up names and words and all that stuff. And I'm like, great. Flashbacks to reading Lord of the Rings. Awesome.
I can imagine the first time you see, like, Daenerys Targaryen, like, obviously it was said out loud the first time that I heard it or saw anything about it.
Right.
So, like, in my head, I'm like, oh, it's Daenerys Targaryen. But, like, seeing all those, like, letters, oh, that sounds exhausting. But I thought that Jon was a bastard.
Mm-hmm. We all did.
Of a different descent. So I actually thought that he was still a Targaryen, but was far enough removed on like the non-married bastard side that it was okay for them to have sex.
And I think
I didn't realize they were that close.
People are struggling with this concept of incest, but then you get so involved in the characters that you're like, oh my god, but I wanted them to get together, but this is weird. So how are you like
incest?
Oh my god. Always making an appearance. Look, can you go away? Like, we were talking about stuff that is important. Go away. Go lay down.
There he goes.
So how are you like handling the incest? I know I'm not handling it well.
I you know, to be honest, I wanted Daenerys and Jon to get together. This is gross. This is weird. Okay, so like on a logical level, I'm like, ew, that's your aunt. Like you can't do that.
Because even the actors on the show are like,
yeah, like you no, gross, like not acceptable because of all the genetic issues and everything else like that.
But
and I know it used
going
to be
back to
like a
like theories and like history of the books and stuff, the Targaryens did do that.
Yeah.
Like the first dude who came over and conquered the whole thing was married to his sisters.
Oof.
Which is even closer than a nephew, genetically closer than a nephew and an aunt. I can't believe I'm saying these things. Like, I'm making it sound okay, but I still have no idea. We just wanted to prove to you that, like, even as sex therapists, we're like,
I'm open and down to all kinds of things, but, and they're consenting adults, so it's like.
But are they, though? Because they don't have the whole story.
They don't.
Brand and Sam are just like, we're just not going to say anything until like the last minute.
I thought it was funny because they're like, we should tell them as soon as they get here. I'm like, send a fucking raven. Those things get there in a blink of an eye. It's quicker than a text message. Did you want that news in a raven though? It's like getting a text message or an email. Well, and first of all, Fran should have saw that and should have saw it coming and should have sent a raven beforehand and been like, don't fuck your aunt. How about that, T?
I'm like grossed out, but then I'm intrigued, and I do like them respectively. I think in the whole TV show and the books, there are kind of like they're matched, they're equal in some way, shape, or form. It's just really sad that this got this other level.
So close. I really wanted them to be together when I thought they were a little bit further apart because I thought that he was her like third cousin. I thought that it was like her dad's brother's kid was his dad.
Yeah, no.
And so I was like,
her brother's son.
I was like, that's far enough away to where it's like, but like I know that happens in monarchies all the time across the world, as well as like in historical, and it's far enough to where there's probably not too much of a genetic linkage, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah. But when it's your aunt, struggle.
Take some tea for me.
It's a struggle bus.
I don't have anything else impactful to add except for we're still struggling with it. I'm Team Hound. My favorite.
You're like, the Hound shall win the Game of Thrones.
I think he already has on so many levels. I'm sorry. He's like me as a Game of Thrones character, as in like hard on the outside, but mushy gushy on the inside.
I actually don't know who I want to win the Game of Thrones. I know that I kind of don't want Cersei to win, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, she plays it so well. Like, I mean, hate her. Everybody hates her. Everybody hates her.
I hate her because she's like, no, you can have our troops. Like, we gotta get rid of this Night King. And then she's like, psych.
Yeah, I know.
No, bye.
But she plays it so well. She plays the game.
I think you can play a game with integrity, and she doesn't.
I don't think that's how you win the Game of Thrones. I don't think you win the Game of Thrones with integrity.
I think you win the Game of Thrones by flipping over the board, and no one's done that yet.
Except for Cersei. Cersei flips over the effing board.
No, she doesn't. She still plays by the rules.
You think so?
She just finds loopholes in the rules. I think the Night King's gonna come in and fuck shit up, and he's gonna flip the board over, and we're all gonna be like, whoa! And then the end.
Maybe. And then everybody dies. Dun, 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 dun.
All right, so we've told you all our feelings and thoughts about the incest and Game of Thrones and where it's going and where it's not going and all that stuff. So let us know in the comments below your theories or anything that we should check out, like links, books, what have you. We're still reeling from the end of the season. Can't wait for season 8.
Yeah. So I know this is a little bit off topic. This isn't like super like sex or relationships, but you know, it kind of was a little bit. We're talking about incest. We're talking about
relationships. Yeah. I mean, it's complicated, and we have no feelings.
It's complicated and illegal. So, just throwing it out
in
there.
the United States.
Yeah.
We live in the United States.
So, all right. Well, you know, like Samantha was saying, let us know, and we'd love to respond to some of those comments. Get your comment. Talk about it next time if you want. Who knows? We may never talk about Game of Thrones again until next.
We're gonna talk about it again.
Next summer.
We're gonna talk about it. No, we said maybe 2 years. They haven't started filming.
2 years?
Yes, everyone.
Oh, that's not gonna happen.
Get strapped in. You have a long wait. It's gonna be a long winter.
The last time that I put straps on, I got a rash.
All right, and if there's any kind of fandom or anything like that you want us to talk about relationship-wise or sex-wise,
we'd like to
let us know.
This was kind of off the cuff. We were sitting there and we were like, let's talk about Game of Thrones because it's interesting. We were just talking about it. We were like, let's record it. So give us an idea. Maybe we'll put more of it, in, and we'll actually tear it apart a little bit. That'd be kind of fun.
You know where to find us. All in the description link below. And until next time, have a great one.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.